Storm Tracker 6. This is Forecast First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
Heat, humidity, numerous showers and thunderstorms out there today. Very active weather day across mid-Michigan. There's a look at live Storm Tracker 6 Doppler radar. Only warning we have left in the TV6 viewing areas for extreme northern sections of Shiawassee County. That's in effect for a bit longer for some gusty winds, but I'm actually keeping a close eye on this activity in Calhoun and Berry counties as it's looking fairly strong for now. Could be producing some wind gusts, probably 40 to 50 miles per hour. Also a lot of lightning with that particular cell as it's beginning to strengthen just a little bit. Other activity producing a lot of lightning off to the north and east. Temperatures currently range from the lower 80s, mid to upper 80s, mid 70s. We've got a little bit of everything out there this afternoon, but we are all very muggy. So we head into the overnight hours and into tomorrow. There is some cooler weather, but the muggy temperatures are going to stick around. In terms of the heat index for the next several days, it is looking a bit better. We've got more storm chances to talk about and then a big cool down next week. 6 News at 6 starts right now.
WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 6.
Controversy is now brewing involving the Michigan State Police after a lawmaker demands an investigation into the second in command. It's our top story at 6. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jorma Duran.
And I'm Siobhan Klepfer. It's been a rough couple of weeks for the leadership of the Michigan State Police.
A recent poll of state troopers showed more than 98% of them lack confidence in the leadership of Colonel James Grady and his number 2 in the department, Lieutenant Colonel Amy Brimacombe.
And now a leading lawmaker is asking the Attorney General to investigate Brimacombe after he says she's been accused of criminal misuse of a department vehicle.
Zach Priest is here for you now, live in the studio with more on the allegations against her and the response to them. Good evening, Zach.
Good evening, Jorma and Siobhan. See, there doesn't seem to be much debate about what actually happened here at this point. The State Police Professional Standards Section has already investigated allegations that Lieutenant Colonel Brimacombe used a state-owned car for personal reasons and also refused in order to return that vehicle. That internal investigation resulted in Brimacombe losing a week's worth of vacation because of her actions. The issue now is whether Brimacombe should face criminal sanction for her actions. That's what State Senator Jim Runestad wants the Attorney General to look into. He says the loss of vacation time was basically just a slap on the wrist, in his opinion, for her actions back in 2020 and 2021. In a letter to the Attorney General, Runestad writes that he was told Nessel declined to investigate this matter before because it, quote, didn't meet a high enough financial threshold. And those same sources reported that you also declined to investigate because no one had formally requested it. Please consider this letter a formal request for an investigation. He also spoke with us earlier today.
There was a unemployment office low-level person who misused the car and was charged with a 5-year felony. And here we have the second in command of the Michigan State Police, Amy Brimacombe, who not only used 10,000 miles on a state car. After this, she, of course, catapults from the bottom to the top to the second in command with a whole series of issues that would probably toast any other trooper.
And the Attorney General's office would only say that it is currently reviewing that letter. We have requests for comment into the Michigan State Police and into the governor's office, which so far has stood by the leadership at the state police. And we'll let you know if either of them get back to us.
All right, Zach, thank you. Right now in Jackson, construction on Cooper Street is making life tough for a few local businesses around there.
As 6 News, Jackson reporter Sean Graney reports tonight, fewer customers are coming by and some store owners say it's starting to impact their bottom line.
Behind me, what looks like progress is creating problems for businesses along Cooper Street. The ongoing construction is reducing foot traffic, cutting off roads, and shrinking sales.
Welcome to Boost Mobile. This is Lance speaking. How can I help you?
As road work continues in Jackson, local stores like Buzz Wireless say they are feeling the effects.
It's sending a lot of people to our other side of town, a lot of people down like West Ave area instead of to the east side, downtown Jackson area. It's slowing everything down.
According to MDOT, Cooper Street is closed and being detoured in order to replace a 60-year-old bridge. The project is scheduled to be completed by this fall.
The area they're working on is expanded quite a bit to where now they're going down that direction all the way to the hospital, so it cuts off the turnaround and everything. So you have to completely go through the other side of town to get over here.
Supervisor Tyler Wirebaugh has been with Buzz Wireless for 8 years. He says the construction has significantly decreased customer flow and in-store visitors.
It definitely slowed us down quite a bit. Through tax season we were okay, but before that and since then we're really only doing 10 to 25 customers tops a day.
For longtime Boost Mobile customer Beverly Belcher, the closed roads has made it harder to navigate through downtown.
It's very inconvenient. You got to go way out of your way just to go to where you want to go. Well, once they get it together, it would be kind of nice.
Buzz Wireless remains open for regular operation during the construction period, and Wirebaugh says customers can call or walk in for all phone needs and services. Here for you in Jackson, Sean Graney, 6 News.
In other business news, a Lansing-based group that works to help underserved girls between the ages of 12 and 17 is getting a big financial boost. The MSU FCU Desk Drawer Foundation is giving Grit, Glam, and Guts $10,000 in grants. The group helps promote courage, leadership, authenticity, self-determination, and more inside and outside of the classroom. It says it wants every girl to have the tools to reach her full potential. The grants will help the program continue to reach more girls and young women here in Mid-Michigan.
In Lansing, faith leaders representing diverse denominations gathered to call out Trump-appointed EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin. They say he is abandoning his responsibility under the law to protect people from the climate crisis and are upset he is changing scientific determinations that help scientists know when climate pollution endangers human health.
So I know firsthand the importance of the EPA's mission to protect our health and the environment. Taking away the EPA's ability to regulate pollutants, including those that cause climate change, will only make our already grave climate situation worse.
Today's event was organized by Michigan Interfaith Power and Light, whose mission is to inspire and equip people of faith to exercise stewardship of and love for all creation.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
As far as climate's concerned today, our normal high temperature around 82 degrees, and we were in the 90s once again as the extreme heat continues and makes me really appreciate scenes like this. Our Picks on 6 pick of the day from Terry out of Houghton Lake, just showing some beautiful sunshine out there over the lake. Beautiful time to be on the water because we need to cool off somehow. The not so good side's been from some of the storms. Cynthia sent us this out of Mason showing pretty large limb or part of that tree down. You don't have to have severe storms to do some damage. 40 to 50 mile per hour winds will do that as well. And we've seen that several places across mid-Michigan this afternoon without the presence of warnings. To submit your storm picks or just a beautiful weather picture, do that at WLNS.com/share. We would love to see them. Our satellite, our Doppler radar shows the storms to our west intensifying a bit. Berry and Calhoun County seeing the strongest storms, at least as of present. Nothing severe, but it is producing a little bit of small hail and probably some gusty winds out of this cell just south of Hastings. So we look at this in 3D. Storms today up around 30 to 40,000 feet. The freezing levels usually around 10,000 feet or so in the atmosphere. So a lot of this exists below 32 degrees. So it produces some ice, some small hail. And when some of that tries to come out of the storm, it produces some really gusty winds at the surface. So that's my main concern for today. So we zoom out a bit. We've got a severe weather outlook showing a level 1 risk for today, which just means we don't expect anything big, but isolated severe reports are certainly possible. For Wednesday, along 96 and south is a level 1 risk, and then along 127 and westward on Thursday, another level 1 risk for some strong afternoon thunderstorms. Precision cast for this evening, as soon as we lose a few degrees off our heat and humidity, storms should come to an end fairly quickly. That's not to say there may not be another passing shower or storm late tonight or early tomorrow morning. As we heat things up again tomorrow, there may be a passing shower or thunderstorm, but maybe a little bit less coverage than we saw today. And then as we head into Thursday, the better chance of big storms will be to our north in the morning, and then again hit or miss showers or thunderstorms possible here in the afternoon. As we look at the temperatures out, sitting in the lower 80s, upper 70s, maybe near 90, just depends on where you are. And if you've seen rain today, heat index in Ionia is still 98 degrees, but most of the rest of us are seeing heat index values in the 70s and 80s. On the Skyview Network, McLaren Cam still clear, temperature 83 after a high today of 92 degrees. It was again very, very hot. In Grand Ledge, same story, temperature currently 84 after a high of 94 and no rain just yet. As we check out the Jackson Can, we've seen some light rainfall totals up to 1/10 of an inch with a high of 90 and a current temperature of 75, and still fairly dry conditions across the Hillsdale area. Temperature is 68 degrees with a few storms this evening. Those will come to an end. A couple more possible tomorrow. Temperature-wise, it's going to be warm and muggy, but not nearly as hot. Highs tomorrow only near 80 degrees. The 6-day forecast, 85 on Thursday, 86 Friday, back in the upper 80s near 90 over the weekend. Humidity-wise, we'll notice a difference next week. After Monday, it starts to drop as a major cold front moves through and gets us back to at least normal levels for this time of the year.
But earlier this week, I did see we had some 70s now. We're up in those temperatures again for next week, David.
I knew she would catch that. Yeah, let's look a little bit warmer.
I didn't want to say anything, but
just
I knew you'd see it.
Thanks, Jorma.
Well, I just was like, uh-oh. And then as soon as you started saying about it, I was like, oh, she saw it.
Well, no, the weather obviously changes, so we need to know. But I just, the 70s stick out after 90s,
It
right?
still looks like low humidity, though.
I like that.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, David.